Okay, folks, we're continuing with a few of our 155 videos. Here's a car with some salt on it. I mean, it's not covered in salt. So again, you might say, well, that car's not that dirty. But these 155 videos, I mean, I think you can see the performance. So the performance is going to be there, and you can only get certain cars. I just can't find cars that are just so filthy dirty. We haven't had a lot of snow. There's not a lot of salt on the ground, other than it's 15 degrees outside, but we just haven't had a lot of snow. So here's a wheel that's not too bad. Now, in nicer weather, usually what I would do is I would spray out of a bottle. I would spray some Optimum Power Clean or whatever your choice of wheel cleaner is, depending on how aggressive you need to get it on the wheel. And I'd wet the wheel first. I'd spray the wheel down. I would definitely use a soft bristle brush, maybe get in there with a toothbrush to get into those areas. Doing washes in the winter, you're not going to be able to be as perfect as you might. So this wheel, I think I'm still going to spray a little bit of Optimum Power Clean on the perimeter of the tire, on the face of the wheel itself. We're going to come back and wash the body of this car, and I'll move over to the front and do the same thing. And again, we don't need a lot. These wheels aren't horribly dirty. And then I'm going to do the rest with just the steam. So if I was coming back on a normal day and I had the use of a pressure washer or a garden hose, I could just start scrubbing the wheel like this, make real quick work of it, and then rinse it down with my power washer or garden hose. Here, because it's so cold outside, we don't have running water, we have to use the steam. And I've chosen to use the 155 machine. So I'm going to have a towel nearby, and we're just going to go at it at full pressure. No chemical injection. I'm not going to use the chemical injection. Maybe I will use the chemical injection just to show you how much more wetness we get out of it, but I'll just go at it with the steam and the horsehair brush that I'm dedicating just the tires and the rocker panels of the car. Obviously, we don't want to take a brush like this to the body and the paint. Now, notice how long I've been on the trigger, and we really don't drop too much pressure with 240. And look at the way the wheel's coming out. So if I want to go now, I'll take the brush off just to show you. Ooh, that was stupid. I got to come at the brush from the side. That's a common mistake that I usually don't make anymore, but new steamer users make. So if I want to rinse it, I can either do steam, or if I go to injection, it's going to fill the hose with fluid, and we can use it as more of a rinse. So I have the adjustment pretty wet. That's pretty wet on my fluid adjustment. But if I need to rinse the wheel, if I need to really rinse the wheel down, I want that wetness. So this is what I've created down at the bottom of the wheel, which we can easily wipe up with a towel. And we'll go to the front wheel and do the same thing real quick. Before I'm not going to clean the wetness on the ground until after we're done washing the car. So we're pretty clean there. The caliper looks good. So for a winter wash, that looks really good. Now let's move over to the front. And I got to remember to keep my finger off the trigger as I'm putting the brush back on. So I already have my power clean that's been dwelling for a couple of minutes, and we'll just go at it the same way as we did on the back. Now again, this is 240 volts, so we're not really giving up much as far as pressure goes, and we're starting at 155. I just had to give that a break so I could see again. Now, if you notice, folks, if I don't go to injection, I don't have a lot of wetness on the ground. So I could probably wipe this wheel up right now without going to injection and really rinsing it. But I'm going to go to injection anyway. Now, again, I'm going to keep my finger off the trigger as I take this brush off, because this is where the steam gets the hottest. Now, if we go back to injection, it's going to get a little wet down there. What I have in the injection tank, it looks a little bit soapy. It's optimum no rinse, because we're going to be washing the car. So what's in the injection tank right now is optimum no rinse, which is perfectly safe, not really aggressive enough to do a wheel with a lot of brake dust, but perfectly safe. I just didn't want to switch it out to pure water. Give it a quick wipe down. Even if the wheel was a little bit dirtier, it wouldn't have taken that much longer to do this. And now if we want to wipe up our shop floor a little bit. So there we go. There are the wheels. We'll do the body of the car in the next video.